given I couldn't be there with you in person and given that you are all meeting virtually, I agreed with Camilla that you would submit some questions in advance of the event and I would be happy to answer them. My deputy Rory is standing a very safe distance away, is sticking by all social distancing guidelines for the City of DC. So he's going to ask them from behind the camera and I'll do my best to answer. But of course, if there's anything that crops up or anything that you'd like to follow up on, please do just drop us an email. We're always here to answer any questions that you might have.
Okay, so question 1 is from William Petrie, Chair, Clans and Societies of Canada. Were there learnings in your path to your current role that prepared you for the exceptional circumstances that we find ourselves in today?
So I would always say that a career in the civil service, particularly in communications, which is where I spent a lot of my background, certainly helps prepare you to be ready for anything. It also helps you to understand how to flex to emerging circumstances. I'm not sure, however, anybody could have been fully prepared for what 2020 had in store for us. I think we've all been learning as we go in 2020. And again, I do just want to place on record my thanks for all that the diaspora community have done to think creatively and how to continue to engage with your membership and the broader public on keeping Scotland's history, heritage and culture alive.
So what are the 3 key aspects we in North America should keep in mind about the future of the Scottish-North American relationship?
So the North America relationship, that relationship, whether it's in Canada or the US with Scotland, is one of the most important global links that we have. We do not take it for granted and we're very, very grateful for it. So I would say the 3 things are celebrating our people. Whether you're Scottish by birth, by heritage or by inclination, we want to celebrate all contributions that Scotland has made to the world. I think showcasing innovation across policy, higher education and culture, and of course doing all you can to promote our growing and always important trade and investment links.
So where in our past histories of our countries, Scotland, the US and Canada, should we look to guidance on how to not just sustain but to enhance the bonds amongst all of the Scottish diaspora?
So I think history shows us that the bonds between the US, Canada and Scotland are so important, and how much they mean to people on both sides of the Atlantic. The fact that we still celebrate Scotland's contribution to both the US and Canada says a lot about how important and how deep-rooted those ties really are. I think the other thing that history shows us is how important diaspora groups and heritage organisations such as SNAC are to ensure that those bonds remain both visible and relevant. We will never take for granted the ties that we have, and we're very, very grateful for all that you do to keep them alive.
What are the main messages to us as diaspora groups to carry?
So I've touched on some of this already, but a key focus for us is the support that you can offer Scotland and the Scottish Government as we emerge from the pandemic. The green recovery will be central to much of the work that we do, and with Glasgow hosting COP26 in November next year, it's an excellent opportunity to showcase our world-leading approach to both climate change and green energy. The work that you do in showcasing modern Scotland, our culture, our higher education institutions, our trade and investment priorities will also be of critical importance.
So what advice might you have for diaspora groups and the Scottish North American community to continue to strengthen and develop our community bonds, and how best to keep in touch with the Scottish Government updates as we go forward?
I very much hope that more events with virtual options will help diaspora groups and the Scottish North America community to strengthen their bonds between each other, although these bonds are pretty strong from what I've seen to date. In terms of the Scottish Government, both the US and Canada teams have Twitter accounts, and they are very active and keep you up to date with all of the activity we're undertaking across the US and Canada. So I would encourage as many people as possible to follow those. The US team, we also use LinkedIn. We do that to promote a lot of our messaging and events around trade, investment and innovation. So if you're interested in that, you can follow us on LinkedIn. And we also have a newsletter for anyone that is interested. and you can sign up to that by contacting us at washi.scottishaffairs@fcdo.gov.uk. And finally, keep us up to date with your activity. We're always keen to partner with events, but we're also similarly keen to promote your events via our social media channels. So do keep in touch, keep us up to date. We're keen to work with you as much as is possible, and we again look forward to seeing as many of you in person as soon as we possibly can. Thanks.